Good morning. Hello. Okay, well, happy Friday. At least it's Friday when I'm making this video. I am getting ready to leave the house to check out the small thrift store I have shown you before in Wilbraham. It's at Grace Lutheran Church. And I had some really good luck there last time. It was the first time I had been there. And I want to visit back. They're only open on Fridays. So it's a very limited shopping window, and they're only open Friday morning from like 9 to 12. So it's around 8:30. So I'm going to get up there bright and early. There's my dog going up the stairs. But yeah, I'm going to get there bright and early and see what they have to offer. And hopefully I find some really good treasures. Thrifting gods be with us. You know, I'm always praying that we find the good stuff and that I can find a few things because I've had some really good sales. And I got some empty spaces in my store that I would love to fill with some beautiful home goods type selection. And what I like about this store is that they only have home goods. They don't have any clothes, nothing like that. So when you go down there, you are basically just 100% in the market for knickknacks, home goods, dishware, decor, so all the good things. So let's hope we find some good stuff, and I will see you real soon with my haul, and enjoy the shopping. All right, let's get this party started. You know it's the favorite part when you first walk in. All right, so this thrift store in the summer, or I should say the warmer months, they have an outdoor building as well. So I went to that first as they had the garage doors open to it. So that's what you're seeing now. It's not the indoor part in the church, it's the outdoor building. So yeah, everything's just piled up. It's a real treasure hunt. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm looking at that yellow scalloped bowl to see if it's anything I might want to pick up. It is. So per usual, I have my bag on the corner on the floor there, and I grab what I'm going to grab and fill it up. I don't know what these were. At first I thought they were like salts, but then they have that little pedestal and a plastic cup underneath. I didn't know what those were for, but they were interesting looking. Maybe just candles or something. I don't know. Lots of clear glass, which we mostly skip over. And again, I'm just really looking for those hidden treasures in here. This vase looked interesting, but wrong color, and I saw a chip. And lots of mugs, nothing special in here. I was looking for pottery, the usual. And they had mugs everywhere on every single ledge. It was mug heaven, but no pottery. However, speaking of pottery, I spotted this, and yep, it's McCoy. So you can still find treasures in the hidden, thrift stores if you can find them. So that was a good find. And I'm just going to keep searching. That keeps me motivated. They had all these chairs hanging up. So you can see I'm in like a garage kind of barn building. So they had a lot of chairs hanging up. They had some artwork hanging up. I spotted this modern looking lamp. So this looked pretty brand new. I did try it before I left, and it did work. So that's going to go in the bag. And I see this collage. I've mentioned it before on my channel. It's a really popular home goods item to sell, but that one was plastic, so I passed. They had appliances, they had games. I mean, you know, you could be any kind of a reseller and hit it really lucky in places like this. As you know, I'm just looking for modern decor or vintage things that I can easily mix in. So very select vintage things and modern things. And I am seeing lots of games, lots of this and that. I'm looking at this.
I found a couple things so far.
That was the gentleman that was minding the store outside. He was asking me how I was doing. Was I finding things? I think he just wanted to get rid of everything so badly. They have so many donations. They're a very lucky thrift store. They get quite a bit of donations. So their outdoor space is full. I'm sure they're hoping to sell lots of it once the weather gets really good. It was a cute tin, but it's vintage, but it just wouldn't have mixed in with my offerings good enough. So now we're inside, and let's see what we can find in here. This tray was okay. It was $4. It's off season, so I'd have to store it, and it just didn't really excite me enough, so I left that. Bowl of this. I always try to grab this fruit when I'm out, but this had a lot of glitter on it, so it looked kind of Christmassy. Not anything I could really use year round, so I left those. I was curious. I kept playing with them. And this canister set, if you sell vintage, this was really cool. It wouldn't sell in my store, but if you have the right kind of booth space somewhere, that would have been a great pick.
How are you?
That was beautiful. It was $8 though, too much. That lady was lovely. The ginger jar lamp behind it was $30. So they had some things priced kind of high, I thought, but I still found some bargains. Like this right here. I think this was $2. So I grabbed that immediately. Had a little crab on the top of it. It's going to be great in a summer display. I saw this. I thought it might be a watercolor, but because the matting was warped, I put it back. I've said many times, birds sell amazing, but at $5, that's too much. So when I go shopping, kind of a tip, and you probably already do it intuitively if you're a reseller, is I have a price in my head, what the item has to be for me to consider it, and I try not to waver from that at all. I do. So yay, I will definitely sell vintage linens in my store. They mix really well with modern things. And at $1 or $2, these are all priced right. So spoiler alert, I took them all. And I also took the woven piece underneath that. And yeah, that was a really good deal. I did look through the rest of them. I took these 2 bird prints as well. Sorry for jumping off of them so quickly, but I definitely put those in my bag. This was cool, totally vintage. It was only $1, and I took it because immediately I thought about displaying it with like makeup brushes, something like that. I think some young ladies who like that style would totally go for that. This was $4, too much. Put that back. A couple linens here, nothing that caught my eye. And I'm back at it at another table, hoping to find some more stuff. I don't think I saw anything there. And I like the way they had their stuff displayed with the lights on the shelf. I think that's really pretty. This is a cute covered ginger jar made in China. I think it was $4. I ended up leaving it. I think it's the design. If it had a floral design, I would have got it. But because it was that basket weave design, it wasn't as appealing. I definitely grabbed this. Very cool for $2. This will sell right away. It's right in the springtime theme. Look at those canisters. They're so 90s. I remember seeing those in a lot of kitchens growing up. This was modern, and I was tempted, but at $5, it was too much. And also it would have been better if it had hooks, not those pinch clips. That wouldn't sell very good. More fake fruit, but again, it was all glitter, so I didn't think it would go good in my store. I thought this might be like Maine pottery or something like that, but it wasn't anything I recognized. So I put it back. I don't know, maybe that was a mistake. It had really beautiful color. I really wanted a clear, like, main pottery back stamp. These Theorem, the velvet painted mirrors, they're pretty to look at. They have to be a specific color and kind for me to sell them. That had a little bit, hi, that had a little bit too much orange and red in it for me. If it had been a little bit more blues or something like that, I would have considered it. Very 90s artwork there. This table caught my eye. I liked the stenciling work on it or whatever that was, but it was 25. That was kind of high for that. And this bowl was kind of pretty. It looked like it was cherries and peaches with a basket weave. It was $5 or $6. I don't know. But if it had said Italy on it, I would have grabbed it. But yeah, nope, I left it. This frame was really pretty modern. I would have grabbed this right away, but at $5, a little too much for me. Again, I have a price in mind, and it was like a little bit more than what I wanted to pay for resale. Cute towel. It made me think of the Louis Vuitton pattern. I never really pick up towels unless they're brand new or really special vintage or something special. That was just kind of faded, so I left it. They did have costume jewelry, and I always look through here for a hidden gem. And when I say that, I mean literally a hidden gem, which is getting harder and harder these days. I mean, these thrift stores definitely go through their stuff with a fine-tooth comb. So 10 years ago, you could find silver, lots of silver actually, and occasionally a gold piece. But today, yeah, it's not going to happen. So I just looked to see if there might be like a really special piece of costume jewelry. By the way, I did check out that cameo pin in the back there. It was not silver. It was just costume. But I'm looking for like really special costume, interesting things. They had some linens, more linens, I should say, the bigger pieces. So I saw this. And I thought, well, this would be cool for like a country primitive, but at $5, it was too much. I did hang it back up. I saw this planter, and it was really unique, this garden fairy thing going on, and I'm looking for any divots, any damage. I looked it over pretty carefully. I did not see any, so I thought, well, you are just unique enough and cool enough to come with me. And she did. Again, they had another table. They had lots of tables of glassware. I'm hoping this might be McCoy again or something, or Hall, but nope, no mark. And yeah, this was almost like being at an estate sale. They just basically put their stuff out on tables, and you're free to rummage through anything you see. I saw this vintage, what I thought was a vintage tin. I was like, huh, that's interesting. I definitely would display that in a vignette. It was only $2. So let me check it out. And I'm thinking, what kind? This is cool. Maybe I'll grab this for vintage. Oh, just kidding. There's a barcode. All right, let's see what I got.
Hi, it's Diane. I'm back from the thrift store. So this is my haul from that church thrift store. Yeah, guess who's here? Okay, she wants to say hello. Hold on. Okay, all right. Okay. Oh, it's Miss Mina. Oh, it's Miss Mina. She missed me while I was gone. She's such a cute girl. I love this dog. I love her so much. She's the most affectionate dog that I've ever had. And yeah, I really love her. She's such a good girl. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. All right, you're going to let Mommy do her little haul? You got a lot of good stuff, Mommy. I did. Okay, let me put her down. All right. All right, hopefully she'll just go play. All right, yeah, so this was the church thrift store, and I did get a lot of really good things. I'm super excited about it. They're all in season. They're all really nice. They were all really affordable. So I got 3 pieces of artwork. So this was the first, and it's this beautiful print with, I think those are called goldfinches, right? Yeah, 3 goldfinches. So this was $3, and This has texture to it. Like, I honestly think that the branches are a dried flower of some sort, if you can see really close. So this is a really cool piece of artwork. It's definitely got texture to it, and it's perfect for the spring season. And then I got this one. This is, I believe, a painting on fabric, and this was $3. So it was very unusual, and I don't know what this means, but the back of it has a name and it says 1890s or something. What? I don't know. And it said it was from Hall of Frames from Wilbraham, Mass. But this was really beautiful. This looks like maybe a depiction of two birds on maybe a brick walkway, something like that. But yeah, definitely caught my eye. Definitely in season and definitely cool. Same with this one. This one was $5. And again, it's a painting on material. I don't know if technically what the name of that is when you find these paintings on fabric. This doesn't have anything on the back, but it's beautiful. I'm really tempted to keep this. I really am. I really love this one. I don't know what kind of bird that is. Is that an oriole? I don't know. If you know what kind of bird that is, comment below. But this is a beautiful, beautiful artist piece. I really, really love this. Yeah, that's really quite stunning. I really love that. Okay, you saw me grab this little summer-themed trinket box. This was $2. It's got like a crab on the top of it. Isn't that cute? And then just like a little floral design all the way around. So these trinket boxes are really popular. They're super popular. People pick these things up all the time to put all kinds of little things in, and they sell really quick in my store. So I grabbed a couple of really cool pieces out in that barn area that I showed you. They have two buildings, and one of them is closed during the wintertime, and then in the warmer months they throw open the doors on their outdoor barn garage kind of thing, and yeah, you're free to go out there. So this one I found out there. It's like a really beautiful, good sized bowl, and it's a nice neutral color. A lot of people would pick this up just to have for fruit or some other display in their kitchen or maybe their family room, but it's beautiful color. It was only $2. So perfect. I grabbed that. And then, as you saw me find this, I was looking for pottery, so this definitely caught my eye. And this appears to be a piece of McCoy pottery. I don't know what year this was made. It says McCoy, USA. But what a great find. A lot of people would just pick these up because they do collect McCoy. So again, I'm not a strict vintage seller. I do very select vintage pieces mixed together with modern pieces. And this is a perfect vintage piece to mix with modern pieces and just give that totally curated springtime vibe. You know, a lot of people are going to love this when they see me decorate with it. And the last thing you saw me grab pottery-wise out of that barn was this scalloped, here, let me hold it this way so you can see the design. So it had a really pretty, I don't know if that's, I think it's acorns. It's kind of a fall thing. It might be acorns. I don't know. It didn't have a back stamp, but I grabbed it anyway because the shape of it and the subject matter was just very sweet. I thought this was so sweet. And I just love the pedestal on it. So this was $1. So you cannot beat that. So I'll definitely merchandise this with some beautiful linens, maybe some dish towels if I have any available for sale, or maybe some pot holders, something like that. We'll find some really pretty things to display in this. It's really pretty. I love it. So I think then you saw me grab a stack of these vintage linens. So this was a larger piece. And it has that scalloped embroidery on the ends. It's a really beautiful piece. I think this would be really nice as a top layer on a tablescape, you know, for your dining room table. It's not a full-size tablecloth, so this would look really pretty over top of another tablecloth. So this was only $2. And then I saw this smaller one, and this was $1. Again, just some really pretty, let me see if I can get it close up to the, very pretty, very vintage and very spring. I love it when I can find these vintage table scarves when they're in really good condition. This one was a little bit longer, so it would be twice as long as what you see here. This has already been, this is folded. But yeah, look at the beautiful scallop lace work. So this one was $2. This one was $1. And this larger one was also $2. So I totally sell vintage linens mixed in with modern items in my store. Vintage linens are definitely something that people are looking for, especially neutral ones, like linen ones like this. So yeah, very popular, very interesting. And then I also grabbed this woven piece. I think technically this might be, I want to say a rug, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like, I don't know if I would use it as a rug. I think I would probably use it on my table. Is it like a table runner? I don't know. Actually, it was only $2. It says cotton rug on it, so I guess it was intended to be a rug. So yeah, I guess you could use that as a rug or on your table or anything like that. But these are great colors and very neutral. And for a couple dollars, you absolutely cannot go wrong. And then my last linen find was 4 panels of these muslin cloth tab top panels. So these would be, these are the 84-inch long panels. So I think there's enough for 2 windows here. You know, you could put 2 panels per window. And they're in excellent shape. Someone had just freshly cleaned them and ironed them. You could tell that they were freshly starched. So I don't even want to unfold them because they're obviously freshly cleaned and starched. So I'm just going to tie some ribbon around these and put these out for sale. And I'm sure they're going to sell right away. These are really, really useful and neutral. And someone's going to be looking for these and they're going to go probably right away. All right, my last few items are super cool and super random. So I love random things. I do. I just love it. Okay, I left the saran wrap on this, but this is a puzzle. So these are all little pieces. So I don't want to take the saran off of it because these pieces are going to like fall out of it, but it's like a rooster big wooden puzzle. It's so cool, right? I mean, I would imagine someone would use this as decor or just because it's such an unusual art piece. I don't think it's meant to be a toy. I think it's meant to be an art piece, but it was only $2 and I just couldn't resist. Look at even this little foot, they put in like little claws. That's hilarious, right? But yeah, this is a puzzle. I can move these pieces around with my finger. So it's definitely a puzzle. It's a rooster puzzle. If any of you out there know if this is a thing, like it's a, or if this is just like a one-off artist thing that probably somebody made for maybe a craft fair, I don't know. But if you recognize it, make a comment below because I'm super curious as to what this really originally, you know, sold as. Obviously a puzzle, but you know, like what was the idea behind it? But it's very cool, right? It was only $2, so someone's gonna think that that's very unusual and cool. And then I picked up these 2 seashell string lights. There were 2 boxes. They had 2 boxes. I checked them before I left. They definitely work, and they only wanted $2 a piece for these. And I don't know if you've been in Home Depot lately, but they definitely have some of theirs. I used to do like new retail featuring like what's new. So I know really well the prices of stuff retail because I used to, you know, make videos about what's new at Lowe's, summer collection Lowe's. So these types of lights go for like $15, like crazy money in Home Depot, Lowe's, for your patio. They're just string lights, but they're real shells. They're not plastic. They're actual real shells. They are beautiful. This makes me want a beach home, right? Doesn't everybody want a beach home? Part of me wants to like keep these and wish and dream. I don't even want a big deal. I just want a tiny little place, you know. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, well, anyway. I grabbed these. I know someone's going to love these. Maybe they do have a beach home. Maybe they just have a very tropical beachy deck that they can put these out on. And that will be fun. And the very last thing I'm going to show you was this modern lamp, this uplight lamp. It's very industrial looking. It's got one of those industrial bulbs in it. And again, I did plug this in before I left. So it's got that really like Edison, really big bulb inside of here with the wire in it and everything. So super popular, very industrial looking, brand new. Looks like it just came from Hobby Lobby or Home Sense, TJ Maxx, Marshall. So Yeah, nice glass, very pretty texture in the glass. So this is a very high demand item. It's very practical. It's new. People definitely need things like this for their house, and I'm sure this will sell right away. So I grabbed it because, yeah, it's a really nice practical item. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching my shopping adventure and my haul after the fact, and thought some of this stuff was good picks for my store. I hope they're good picks for my store. I tend to have some pretty good success on selling the stuff that I think, you know, is going to be successful. And yeah, a lot of my stuff has sold. I think I might just take a couple pictures of these things just so I can still do that what things sold for segment. I've gotten behind on that. Everything that I've showed you in my hauls has already sold. So it's really hard for me to go back and try to find the picture of them and go through them. So I might take a couple quick snaps of these so I have them stored up, and then when they do sell, I can report back and let you know what they sold for. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon in my next one. Take care. Happy thrifting.